Hotel Black Power, y'all. This is this may be a little fun for some of y'all. This is just a little trivia questionnaire, something to think about. Now, let's just do this right quick. Just a test. Let me get it running first. Now, who would you think would win the fight between these two gentlemen? Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker or Floyd Money Mayweather? Now, Floyd has always had problems with southpaws, but never has he fought a fighter with just as much flamboyance, hand speed, and agility as a Pernell Whitaker. Both fighters have a few things in common, such as they're more defensive fighters. Floyd being the more defensive fighter than Whitaker. However, after we finish with this, just send your comments on what you would think and how would you measure these guys. Both of these brothers gave stellar performances. Whitaker continued to fight way past his time. Mayweather being 50-0. However, the caliber fighters that Mayweather fought were more vicious. No, the caliber fighters that Whitaker fought were more vicious than Mayweather's opponents, such as Chavez. Buddy McGirt. Brothers that were, these guys were vicious in the ring. So, but still, just something to think about. Now these two, LeBron or the Gorilla. LeBron being taller, bigger, much stronger, more agility, more composure. Jordan being a phenomenal player. Don't get me wrong, on the court he was phenomenal. But, he whined a lot. You couldn't touch him. Things had to go his way or was no way. Jordan being a team player at times. LeBron being a team player totally. As a matter of fact, by him being a team player too much, cost him a lot of games by him wanting to share the ball. And in fact, when he should have just went on and done his thing. Jordan, it looks like he has a baby penis in his mouth. But Jordan wasn't able to do the things with a basketball like LeBron, especially when it comes to dunking, flushing the ball 360, and then for LeBron's weight and his height, he was extremely gifted in that area. Jordan had, the 45 inch vertical, and he had some outstanding dunks and was a phenomenal player in that era. But I don't think yesterday's Jordan could compete with today's players. I think Kevin Durant will bust Jordan's ass. And also to really top things off, Jordan has never been in the media. He's never been under any scrutiny. Never been caught up in any type of scandals or things of that nature. still with his high school sweetheart, and they're more happier than ever. Jordan, on the other hand, this 8, he left his wife, Dolores, who he was with for all those years, who stuck by him. This little chimpanzee-faced bastard left her and got with a cave bitch. And that shows, the commitment Jordan has to his people. LeBron carries a team and doesn't have to be credited for it. Opposed to Jordan wants to, he's the only one that talks, at the press conferences. Sometimes he may get Scottie Pippen, but you never seen any of the other Bulls do a lot of talking at press conferences. It was always Jordan. And he's no philanthropist whatsoever. Matter of fact, he's basically he's an enemy to the black community because he's a major investor in CCA, Corrections Corporations of America, which they finance the prison industrial complex. Jordan is a major investor. He depends on the incarceration of black people for wealth. Opposed to LeBron, who stood up at all injustices. Hands up, don't shoot, and I can't breathe. LeBron is very, 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 very in your face, with his politics, and social issues. He just doesn't look at basketball as being his source of being. He does a great deal of work in the black community. Helps a lot of people, specifically in the Cleveland area, which you cannot blame because that's where he grew up at. That's where his hardships were at. And he just didn't forget. And you never hear about Jordan going to North Carolina, feeding the homeless or anything like that. Talks about Cracker Dean Smith crying and all that shit. He's just, And I wanted to focus on this also. That, this LGBT shit started in the 80s. As you can see, Isaiah and Maggie kissing before the game. There just wasn't on one occasion. Several times. And you can say that this is teammanship and all that all you want. But you'll say that to them. And then Magic, no, he ain't gay or nothing. That's just, they just do. That's what they do. That's just. But when you look at Empire and have-nots and see those men kissing, oh, that nigga cold-blooded faggot. And, they are too. They are too. I'm not, and then, Magic, who never had the AIDS virus, was paid $30 million to say that he had the AIDS virus for the purpose of cutting down on black athletes, fucking white women, these team owners, daughters and granddaughters, and some of their wives, in behind the locker room scenes, in these hotels, these groupies that meet these brothers in hotels. A lot of them are team owners, daughters and granddaughters, and they wanted to cut down on that. Magic being one of the main ones. never was committed to cooking. And if it wasn't for him having to say that he had the virus, he would have been left cooking. So, he's not this stand-up, guy that y'all think he is. He's undercover. However, and then he's paid $30 million, and now, since he left basketball, he looks 100 times better, and he's 100 times richer, opposed to when he was playing basketball. Now, does that make sense? Starbucks, Magic Theaters, so that lets you know this was just a ploy. He had enough heart just to stand up, and he took the bait. And so he has to just walk around and play like he's taking AZT and all this shit. He's not taking that shit. He lifts more weights. He's more healthier than the average athlete today. But those issues that they had, this stuff took place in these after parties. This is the type of stuff that took place. And so you wonder how it was passed down, because he played ball, and his son, that's his son right there. His son played with balls. And this is his son. And so this is what I think. I'm more than sure if I ever get the chance to talk to either of them, that by magic, having that boy around so many people, athletes and the like, and these parties, introducing him as his son, that at some point, either one of those athletes, somebody violated that boy at a very early age. And so he had to conceal that woman that was inside of him. And I don't think that it was one incident. I believe that it was a grown man. I believe it was an athlete. I believe it was somebody that Magic considered a friend and trusted the brother around his family. And this stuff took place for a while. Because you just don't jump out and you don't do this. No, it's a process. And the reason why Magic has accepted it and said he's proud of him due to the fact, because I believe Magic knows what really happened. And he's afraid or not willing to step to the individual that's responsible for that. Tyson and Ali. I'm not going to give you my opinions or answers. I'm not going to do that. I'm just showing you the photos, giving you the information. Ali was much taller, much faster, but I believe Tyson was a harder hitter than Sonny Liston at one time in his prime. I believe when he was around 21, 22. I think when Customato was living, in which, Tyson, I believe Customato, touched him too. I really believe that, but nevertheless, it'll be speed against guts and glory. That will probably be half of the fight, what you're seeing right here. Tyson not being able to hit him. Okay. Leonard, the two Sugar Rays, Robinson and Leonard. Now, both of them were 25, 147 weight. Ray Robinson an inch taller than Leonard. Leonard got 2 inches reach over Robinson. Both of them orthodox. Robinson, 108 fights, 19 losses, 6 draws. Leonard, 36, 25, and 3. 1 draw. Robinson boxed 1,401 rounds to Leonard's 306. So you have to, I know this would probably be one of the closest fights of them all. Because Ray Robinson was not a joke. Was not a joke. And I'm talking about a young Ray Robinson, not the Ray Robinson that fought Jake LaMotta and all those guys once he was old. Talking about a fresh young Ray Robinson. Hopkins Hagler. Very, very interesting fight. Both have basically the same kind of brawl. They both are brawlers. Hagler being more of a tactician with his broadness than Hopkins. Hopkins is a little wild and cocky in that area. However, Hopkins is able to take a punch. And Hopkins can throw an array of punches that make noise. Very, very interesting fight. Probably would end up being a bloodbath. So, you know. And I want to say in closing, rest in power, you know, to, you know, our brothers and sisters, as always, who have lost their, you know, lost their lives in the struggle. No matter how they went out, you know, let your energy continue to live on and work through others. That when we call on you all, when we make pour libation, when we call on your energy, that you respond and that you assist us, you know, through our times and this journey through one of the toughest times that mankind has endured in this country. Because the United States is a volcano erupting. You know, when will it erupt? Only the Creator knows. But for our brothers and sisters that are still here, learn where you come from. Teach our babies about Kemet. Teach our babies about, you know, our ancient ancestors. Because they lived. You see the proof of them that they existed. And all the people that you read about in these books, you have never saw them. So you don't know if they existed. Let's be honest. Let's be very, very clear about this. You don't know. These stories have been passed down from generation to generation since slavery, since our ancestors that were in slavery were beaten into submitting to these particular religious doctrines. Let's be honest. Let's be clear about this. Let's not get fogged up. And be straight up and clear and be honest. You know that our great ancestors, they were great. They were great. And we know they existed. But the people that we knew existed, we give them the least credit and we pay them the least homage. But the people you have no idea of their existence, you give them all the credence and homage that you can muster. And that's where we as the black community has the mental health aspect. Because something really has to be wrong with you if you believe in something that you've never seen, that you don't even know existed. You never done the research. You're on, and a lot of you will stand up and fight people behind something you haven't done any research of, based on what somebody else said. And I'm not bashing any religions, but I'm saying we need to have a spiritual approach at everything. Spiritual, different than religion. Religion is a lot of ritual, communion, and drinking blood and eating flesh. The cannibalism, symbolism, and just a whole lot of different things that we do that we have no understanding of, but we just engulf ourselves in it and participate in it because somebody told you that's what's up. Be more spiritual than religious. And all our brothers and sisters that put in the work for us. Put in a lot of work. Now everybody on that picture was not a freedom fighter. Louis Armstrong was not. W.E.B. Du Bois wasn't. Just a lot of them that weren't. They played the 50 and they did a lot of anti-black things to hinder our liberation then and now. So let's keep our hands up and walk in our own greatness, because we are the original people. We are the greatest. We are the greatest. When Ali say I am the greatest, he just didn't mean boxing. We gotta walk. We have to walk like soldiers. We gotta talk like soldiers. We have to eat, sleep, shit. Everything has to have a spiritual march to it. We can't do anything with our eyes closed. Tupac said, keep your head up, not down. And so just something to think about. Just something for you all to think about. And as always, Hotel, Black Power. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.